Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're completely decoding the complex world of audio tech to help you find the absolute perfect headset for your professional life. I mean, think about it. Did you know the average hybrid worker spends upwards of 30 to 40 hours a week with audio gear literally strapped to their head? That's practically a full-time job in itself. So we're going to break down the whole shebang, the science of sound, the biology of hearing, and the precise engineering inside these devices, all so you can make a truly informed decision. Let's get right into it.
Let me start you off with a kind of provocative thought. Is your current audio setup secretly destroying your focus? Or worse, silently causing permanent noise-induced hearing damage? Look, we've all been there, grabbing whatever headphones are lying around and cranking the volume just to drown out a noisy office. But actually, that's not just a terrible strategy for productivity, it's a literal biological hazard. Today, we're going to figure out exactly how to stop that damage in its tracks.
Okay, here's our game plan for today. First, the engine of sound. Second, mastering workplace noise control. Then consumer versus office headsets. And finally, matching tech to your profile.
All right, Section 1, the engine of sound. So every single headset relies on acoustic transducers. You've probably heard them called drivers. Essentially, these are the physical components, the literal engines, that convert electrical energy from your laptop or phone into the actual sound waves that vibrate the air and hit your ears. And look, understanding these drivers is the difference between buying a headset that gives you awful listening fatigue after an hour and finding one you can wear comfortably all day long. Let's look at the three main types you're going to run into. First up is the dynamic driver. Honestly, you'll find these in the vast majority of headphones. It's the affordable powerhouse. It uses a magnetic voice coil to move a physical, rigid cone. Because it can be built pretty large and has high excursion limits, meaning, how far that cone can physically move back and forth, it's absolutely fantastic at pushing massive volumes of air. That gives you that punchy bass response. But because those moving parts are relatively heavy, dynamic drivers can sometimes struggle just a bit to accurately reproduce ultra-fast high frequencies without sounding a little muddy. Now the planar magnetic driver? This totally changes the game. It swaps out that heavy cone for an ultra-thin tension sheet with electrical traces etched right into it. This incredibly thin sheet sits suspended between arrays of permanent magnets. Because the entire lightweight surface moves evenly to push the air, man, it delivers exceptionally flat, sub-bass, and highly accurate, super low distortion sound. And for office workers, this is a huge deal. It aids exceptionally well in deep focus because it actually reduces the cognitive load on your brain that usually comes from subconsciously trying to process distorted audio. Finally, we have the electrostatic driver. This tech eliminates magnets entirely. Instead, it uses pure static charge to move a near-weightless resistive film suspended between two metal grids. They call those stators. It offers supreme high-frequency detail and practically zero distortion. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the catch for us office workers. It requires a dedicated high-voltage energizer instead of a normal amp. Plus, that static charge acts like a literal magnet for office dust, which, might be great for keeping your desk clean, but it makes the headset highly sensitive and just a bit too fragile for everyday hybrid work.
Moving right along to Section 2, Mastering Workplace Noise Control.
Okay, if you're cranking your volume to drown out office chatter, you absolutely need to pay attention to this number. Continuous exposure to anything over 85 decibels triggers the release of reactive oxygen species, which are essentially toxic stress molecules, right inside your inner ear. Over time, this triggers cell death in the tiny hair cells of your cochlea. And since these hair cells never ever regenerate, this causes irreversible, permanent noise-induced hearing loss. Seriously, you absolutely cannot rely on sheer volume to fight office noise. So we need to look at your two actual lines of defense against that noisy environment. First, passive noise isolation. This acts as a physical wall. By utilizing dense memory foam and an over-ear circumaural design, it naturally blocks out mid to high-frequency sounds. Like your coworkers aggressively clicking mechanical keyboard, or maybe they're incredibly loud chewing. On the flip side, active noise cancellation is your electronic countermeasure. It uses external microphones to analyze low-frequency hums, like the AC system or a droning airplane engine, and then it plays an inverse sound wave to electronically destroy that noise. Boom. Together, they create your safe sanctuary of focus. All right, Section 3, Consumer versus Office Headsets. Now, while popular consumer headphones prioritize immersive music listening and adaptive ANC, their integrated microphones often rely super heavily on digital processing just to isolate your voice. And that can actually leave you sounding a bit processed or, tinny on a call. Dedicated office headsets, however, prioritize bidirectional communication. They use physical boom arms to get that microphone right next to your mouth. Plus, they use geometric beamforming technology, which essentially creates an invisible cone of audio capture around your mouth to ensure the person on the other end hears you totally naturally while completely ignoring the dog barking in your background.
Let's bring it all together in Section 4, Matching Tech to Your Profile. So, the absolutely crucial point here is matching the tech to the task. Let's walk through this matrix. If you're a frequent collaborator, jumping on back-to-back calls all day, you need that boom microphone and unified communication certification to ensure seamless integration with platforms like Teams or Zoom, ideally with a quick access mute button. Now, if you're a focus-driven worker stuck in an open-plan office, you want dynamic or planar magnetic drivers combined with top-tier active noise cancellation and a massive 30-plus hour battery life. And if you're a hybrid professional constantly moving from the local coffee shop to the office, you absolutely require Bluetooth multipoint to seamlessly connect to your laptop and phone at the exact same time, along with transparency modes so you don't lose your situational awareness. But wait, remember? The best tech in the world honestly won't matter if your headset gives you a massive headache by 2 p.m. Especially for those of us who wear eyeglasses, comfort is absolutely paramount. Notice the key features here. You definitely must prioritize circumoral over-ear designs. You want high-density memory foam or protein leather that gently molds around your glasses frames, a perfectly balanced clamping force so it doesn't create a painful squeeze on your temples, and a highly adjustable headband to distribute all that weight evenly. I really want you to think of it this way. Your headset is your literal interface with the digital workplace. Choosing the right one isn't just about showing off cool specs or just buying the most expensive option on the shelf. It is a strategic investment in yourself. The right combination of drivers, noise isolation, and ergonomic comfort will drastically reduce your auditory fatigue and maximize your cognitive load for the actual work that matters. So now that you know the hidden anatomy of sound, the biological science of silence, and exactly what features align with your own unique workflow, what will you look for to build your ultimate sanctuary of focus? Think about it. Your ears will thank you, for sure. Make your next upgrade a smart one.